All right, let's jump straight into this explainer. Today, we're completely flipping the script on your marketing communications. We're ditching the old, exhausted method of high-pressure sales tactics and stepping into a modern, value-driven approach. The goal here is simple, really. We want to transform your follow-up emails from those repetitive, annoying pitches into engaging sequences your audience actually looks forward to getting.
But first things first, we've got to address the elephant in the room. Why on earth are your prospects completely tuning out your follow-up emails? I mean, you put in all this hard work to capture a lead, you hit send on the follow-up, and then crickets. Just the sound of your email hitting the digital trash bin. It's a painful reality for sure, but to fix it, we really need to understand exactly why this tune-out happens in the first place.
Looking at our source material, it hits the nail right on the head with this diagnosis. Most marketers make the mistake of sending follow-up emails that simply repeat, "Buy now." Just think about how exhausting that is for the person on the receiving end. The fundamental trap here is just repeating high-pressure demands. You're effectively just shouting at your prospect over and over again without giving them a single real reason to listen to you.
And the immediate consequence of that? Total audience tune-out. When you're constantly bombarding someone with a pure sales pitch, you aren't building a relationship. You're basically building a giant brick wall of resistance. This relentless pressure completely disconnects the prospect from your actual message. They stop seeing you as a trusted advisor, and they just start seeing you as another noisy ad clogging up their inbox. When all you ever do is ask, well, they just stop answering.
So, how do we actually fix this? That brings us to Section 1, the service-driven shift. Moving from pressure to help.
This right here is a massive paradigm shift. We're completely abandoning that sales pressure side, that pushy buy now mentality that leads straight to the tune-out we just talked about. Instead, we're pivoting over to solution discovery. You're swapping out a demand to buy for an invitation to discover a solution. You're no longer pushing, you're helping, you're educating, you're naturally guiding your prospects toward a realization.
So what exactly is this? At its core, a service-driven follow-up is all about delivering valuable education based on your prospect's pain points that naturally leads back to your offer. Every single touchpoint transforms into a genuinely helpful resource. You're no longer just a salesperson, you're a problem solver who offers real value before ever asking for a commitment.
All right, let's get into the nuts and bolts with Section 2, the execution playbook. 3 steps to apply the shift.
To actually pull this shift off, there are 3 distinct, non-negotiable steps. Step 1, learn your prospect's problems. Step 2, teach before you sell. And Step 3, acknowledge their journey. If you skip any of these, the whole system kind of falls apart. But follow this sequence, and you can completely revolutionize those conversion rates. Let's break them down.
Starting with Step 1, learn your prospect's problems. This is ground zero. Look, effective follow-ups require deep empathy before a single word is typed. If you don't know what's keeping your prospect staring at the ceiling at 2 a.m., you can't possibly send an email they're going to care about. You've got to do the research.
You really have to step into their shoes and identify a few key things. What are those frustrations annoying them on a daily basis? What specific obstacles are standing in their way? What fears do they have if they fail to fix this? And ultimately, what does their desired outcome, their big win, actually look like? Uncovering these raw, emotional, and practical pain points is exactly what makes your emails deeply relevant to their real life.
And once you've got a solid handle on their problems, you can move to Step 2, teach before you sell. This is where the magic really happens, folks. Instead of immediately hitting them with a sales pitch, shift your focus entirely to making every single email a valuable educational touchpoint. You take one of those challenges you just identified and you tackle it head on.
So what does that education actually look like in practice? Well, it has to be highly actionable. Share a valuable tip they can use today, like a super fast one-line tweak to their landing page. Offer a broader strategy, a mindset shift to help them overcome a mental block, or even a real-world example proving success is possible. By giving them this value completely free of charge, you prove your expertise by literally helping them move closer to their goal.
But hey, we're still running a business here, right? So the crucial next step is the bridge. You must connect the lesson to your offer so they can solve the problem even faster. You've just given them a strategy that works, and then you naturally introduce your product or service as the ultimate accelerator. You're basically saying, here's how to do it yourself, which is awesome, but if you want it done faster and easier, here's my solution. It's a completely natural, zero-friction transition.
And that brings us to Step 3, acknowledge their journey.
A massive mistake marketers make is writing every email as if the prospect is hearing about their brand for the very first time. You just cannot treat people who've already interacted with you like total strangers. It feels robotic and completely tone-deaf to their actual experience.
Just think about the prospect's reality for a second. Say on day 1, they watched your presentation. On day 2, they clicked a link to your product page. Now it's day 3, and you're sending a follow-up email. They already have history with you. They aren't starting from zero. If your day 3 email introduces your company like you've never met, you instantly break that rapport. You have to mentally map out the journey they've already taken.
So you acknowledge that journey by making it personal and helpful. Reference what they've already seen. Say something like, hey, since you watched yesterday's presentation. Remind them of the specific problem they're trying to solve, proving you're still focused on their needs. And then reinforce exactly how your offer fits into that solution. This keeps your follow-up context-aware rather than just mindlessly repetitive.
Which brings us to the final phase of our explainer. Section 3, the logical next step, making the sale a natural conclusion.
When you execute these 3 steps perfectly, we arrive at the core thesis of this whole strategy. Your offer simply becomes the logical next step, not just another advertisement. Because you actually took the time to understand their pain, taught them something genuinely valuable, and respected their journey, buying from you doesn't feel like caving to pressure anymore. It feels like the obvious, helpful conclusion to a really great conversation. The friction just disappears.
So, I want to leave you with a question to really chew on for your own campaigns. Is your next email going to be a pitch or a solution? Are you going to keep hammering away at that high-pressure Buy Now button, or are you ready to transition to solution discovery and truly serve your audience? It's a choice that absolutely changes the entire dynamic of your business. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. I highly encourage you to take these frameworks and go apply them to your very next follow-up sequence.